thank Brendan, and I want to thank all the speakers and musicians. I'm sure you'll agree all the contributions tonight have been different and about very different topics, but there's that common threads, Connolly community class running through them. So thank you very much to everybody who's been here tonight. Thank you to all you for coming. Thank you to all the people who have helped with the setup and organising it and making it happen. It takes a big effort. We now have one singer to go, the great friend of ours, Gerry Mulvenna. Now Gerry's got to sing 2 songs with Connolly, but they're actually 2 songs about us. Got to sing his own song about the streets of James Connolly here that he speaks about, that he wrote in the 1980s. It became something of a anthem for the Connolly Society. And he's also got to sing the Wake song, the Ghost of James Connolly, for Alan Armstrong, who a lot of you are familiar with, recently died. Alan spoke at this commemoration. But was involved in the commemoration for decades. But also for all the other people who have been involved in this commemoration since 1986, all the way through, who are no longer with us. It's important that we do remember that and all the other ghosts that we're surrounded by here in Little Island. Before Gerry sings his song, just while he's getting the guitar ready, also just the members, the Connolly Society's annual review will begin in a couple of weeks. I say every year it's really important. It is actually really important, apart from being the sort of key decision-making body and internal democracy of the Connolly Society. As everybody knows, in about 18 months will be the 40th anniversary year of the first commemoration in Craigmillar. That sounds like a long time away, but in organising terms, that's like tomorrow. So we're already planning for that, and members have to be involved in that process, and that has to start now. So please, members, pay attention to that when it does happen in July. And I'll just waffle while this is going past by saying that anyone who's not a member really should be a member, because if you want to build working class power, we'll look at the election, we'll look at what political parties are doing to our communities. Doesn't matter what Rosette have got on, they do not represent our interests. We've said it for a long time. We come from the Connolly tradition, which is an anti-parliamentarian tradition. It's from a different tradition altogether, and we believe change comes from here, from the subterranean Little Island, Cowgate, from the bottom up, through collective action. And if people believe that, they need to join the Connolly Society. Now, nobody move, because Gerry is very, very good, and the donation buckets are coming round, so we'll keep an eye out. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming along.
Thanks very much, Jim. As ever, privilege, and this is, as he said, for Alan Armstrong and everybody else. I thought I saw James Connolly's ghost in the Cowgate late last night. I followed him up through Stephen Law's close, where he disappeared out of sight. I searched around those stone cobbled streets, but I couldn't find him no more. I took myself down the same stone steps where James Connolly walked before. I thought I heard James Connolly's voice in the meadows late last year. So still the night, no other sound except his voice, so strong and clear. I heard him speak and he called my name. His voice shook the branches on the trees. Then it floated away on that midsummer night, drifting south towards the trees. You may talk of New York City, remember well his Dublin deeds. For the Hudson and the Liffey, James Connolly made his mark on Leith. James Connolly's spirit lingers yet in every lane and street, from Castle Hill down to Parliament Square, in the gift of fiery speech. Yeah, when you hear the thunderclap, it's Connolly's voice that roars. So take yourself down the same stone steps where James Connolly walked before. You may talk of New York City, remember well his Dublin deeds. Before the Hudson and the Liffey, James Connolly made his mark on Leith. James Connolly made his mark on Leith. Thank you, thank you. 100 years before I saw the light of morn, in Edinburgh's Cowgate, James Connolly was born. The streets of Little Ireland were his home for many years. From the Westport to St Mary Street, you feel him very near. Oh, I love to walk in the footsteps of young James Connolly. Oh, how I love to walk in the footsteps of that great man. Well, in 1911 to Belfast he came to organise the union, the women and the men. The Orange men and bishops, they were most terrified to see Catholic and Protestant march side by side. Here's to his non-sectarian band, marching through Belfast for the union's demands. The fife and the drum scorn the old Orange tricks, and the ancient Hibernian stones and sticks. Oh, how I love to walk in the footsteps of young James Connolly. Oh, how I love to walk in the footsteps of that great man. Well, the national question was clear in his mind. For an Irish Republic, the workers must rise. Revolution was needed, reforms would never do, and the number of counties would be 32. Oh, how I love to walk in the footsteps of young James Connolly. Oh, how I love to walk in the footsteps of that great man. Walking down the Cowgate this dark and lonely night, remember young James Connolly and keep the flame alight. The social and the national, he swam in both those streams for a socialist republic of Ireland's dream. Oh, how I love to walk in the footsteps of young